What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode, New Life Furniture. We got another one, and this one's a great piece. Good quality, heavy. So let's get right into it right away. Beautiful sunshiny day. Good day to work. Flip this thing over. We're ready to go. We've already washed it all down, and now we're gonna grab our 60 grit, sand it down, get it prepped, ready for that white gloss paint that we're gonna spray on with our can. Do 3 coats, even, nice, soft, gentle coats each time, build up the layers and get that painted. So let's go ahead and get into that montage and do it. Okay, so once we got the sanding done, I like to put my table fully together. That way I just make sure the spray is consistent all the way through. We're gonna have to put something on that. See, notice little things as it's together. So, that's what I like to see right there, okay? Now we got it sanded. You either take your rag, okay, just a towel, get it all down so you know everything's good. And then either take, if you got a compressor, take your air and blow down and get rid of some of that dust. You wanna make sure any of these fine grooves, see how there's some dust in there? You wanna get rid of all that. Now, you see, this is why I like to put it together, because then you can really check to make sure your sanding is good all the way through. You can check your edges in case there's something where you need to sand more, or maybe you just didn't notice things like that, that we need to wood fill, let it dry overnight. But once it's together, you can get a nice consistent spray. You either have your table upside down, spray upside down, flip it up, finish it off, or sometimes you can do the top. Just be careful if you got the spray can and you're doing the top and you're spraying too much too far, you could be getting a lot of work or a lot of spray on the top, and it's just more work to get off with your sander. So usually if you flip it upside down, you're just hitting the bottom part only, not a big deal. But otherwise, yeah, on the top, we'll just sand it, and then to get the real small bottom parts, probably I'll spray the whole thing, flip it upside down, and get the last little under parts later on, okay? So let's go ahead, grab our white cans, and start spraying this thing. Okay, it's been 10 minutes. Ready for coat number 2. Coat number 2, let's go. Okay, coat number 3, here we go. Okay, so that's why I always tell y'all, try to do 3 coats minimum, because the 3rd coat always gives you a really nice coverage. First coat, again, light, just grabbing on. 2nd coat, you may get some runs and some mistakes. If you do at least 3, the 3rd coat will always cover your runs, blend in things better. You'll see a lot of good results on your 3rd coat. From your 3rd coat, you can really take a look depending on your paint. Do you need a 4th? Do you need a 5th? This usually has really good coverage, so I'll probably do 3, maybe 4. But otherwise, you can see already any runs or anything that I had really gets covered on that 3rd coat. So a little trick, I like to do my 3rd coat with a full can. Try to do as much as you can with 1 and 2 coats with the 2nd can. If you only have like a quarter left, save that for small little projects or maybe hitting the bottom of the feet later, and grab a full can for the last full coat or a 3rd coat, because you want that even coverage to really just set it off and finish what you want. So that's a great trick for y'all. Make sure you got at least 2 cans to go, and yeah, 2nd can, full can for the last finishing coat that you're gonna do, because otherwise it just spits. When you get down to like a quarter, it's just spitting, and you're getting weird last finishing marks. So that's my trick for you. Let's let this dry up overnight. We'll throw it in the garage, and I'm gonna take some wood filler now so that it can harden, and I'll fill this up overnight. That way tomorrow when we're ready, sand it all to distress, stain the whole thing, and I'll be able to sand that as we start working on the top, if we got enough time. So, good progress today, y'all. Let's keep going. Okay, so we got our 60 grit on. Let's go ahead and add our distressed accent parts. Just like I say, y'all, make sure you take a step back, take a look at your outlook. Sometimes when you just take one step back, you'll be like, oh, I need a dot or a scrape right there. Because you see here, I got some heavy scrapes there, heavy scrapes down here, kind of some unity, odd numbers, right? Kind of seems to swirl into these three legs. So I like that. I'm not going to touch that. But as you move around, right, keep looking at different angles. Look at different angles for yourself. Make sure you can take a step back and be like, yeah, I like it. Looks good so far, right? Because once you've done too much, you can't go back really, right? You gotta have to repaint the whole thing. So always just do a little bit at a time and then keep going back and forth. That'll help you out a lot. Okay, so now you guys see those little tricks, like I said, to get that vintage, distressed, overly used type look. Those little cuts and marks, that's where the stain is going to seep into. So that's why the trick, like I said, if you take a hammer, chisels, any type of object to make dents, I like using the gravel rocks. I have a whole bunch of it on the driveway, put it on there, hammers it in, and it really just spreads it out and looks cool. Make sure, again, you don't do unified. You don't want to just have even amount of rocks everywhere. Little spots of more, of less. Don't put so much. If one's on the top left, maybe do bottom far right. Kind of just spread it out, hit it really good, and then maybe a couple little different dents. Again, there's no real mistake, but do less and then keep adding. Don't go too much, because you can never take it back. But now that we're done this, as you can see here, I'll flip it back over. We're gonna get rid of this. Okay. Easy as that. Now you'll see I didn't sand it down 100% all the way, because on this one, I wanna do what we had before, which is sanding a majority of it, but leaving a little bit of the original stain in darker spots. That's gonna kind of make like a tiger stripe look. So when we put the dark stain on, the dark stain will really go in and adhere to here, where it's really sanded well and will seep in. And then on these parts, they won't adhere as well. So that's gonna really make like that aging patina effect, like more it's creeping into the table more than just a whole brand new tabletop coat. So I like that look. It's something different that we've tried before, kind of accidentally fell onto that technique. And again, any mistakes that you guys make on previous tables, sometimes it's not a mistake. Like this one, you'll actually add it to other designs. So I did this before as a mistake. Now I'm doing it to this one. I think it's gonna look real cool. So we'll clean this off. We're gonna take our orbital sander now, 60 grit on that, and we'll sand down the top just to smooth out all the little marks that we made and get the sides all nice and touched up. So let's go ahead and hit that up. y'all. So we got all the stain put over the base and now we're ready to do the top. It's getting dark, so I brought it inside. So we'll grab our Jayco bean by Mini Wax Stain and put it on the top. I love this stain. I use it for all our projects. So if you get a chance to use it, you may as well too. But let's go ahead and throw it on top. This is one of my favorite parts of the project. Let's go. Okay, so the sun is out now, temperature is rising. We're ready to put our clear coat on our table. We got our Saman. This one's a water-based varnish. I like to use polyurethane, but this is a pretty good varnish actually. It's pretty expensive stuff, but it's twice as durable, and I see that it's pretty hard. So just finishing off using that can. Still probably gonna go back to the poly, but let's go ahead and throw the clear onto our table. All right, best part. Now we're gonna put that clear coat right onto the top. My favorite part of the project. Let's do it.